Today I'd like to draw your attention to this comment that a Protestant creator left on one of my recent videos regarding the nature of grace given to Mary. You can pause to read it, but I'm going to skip to the end. He says, "But please know this, I love Mary. She's the greatest woman who has ever lived, and I can't wait to meet her in heaven." Now, we disagree doctrinally on a lot of stuff. I followed this fella for a while, and you can see that he bears good fruit, and by the way that he lives his life, he really has Jesus in his heart. The problem is on this app is the conduct between Protestants and Catholics. And I will say it's because Catholics are constantly berated, told that we're not Christian, and our pages get stalked and spammed all the time, and all sorts of lies and myths about the church get regurgitated, and it's incredibly frustrating. However, when I make videos, I try to be edifying, mainly because I'm actually just a bit of a history nerd. And for example, I even have this book, for example, is 200 years old. It's a first edition of a Baptist commentary on the Gospels. So I try and read their theology, and I try to make sure that I don't misrepresent their position. But we're not afforded that same courtesy, unfortunately. The problem I have with Protestants is that I can't actually nail down what they believe because they all believe in different stuff. Now, we are told to defend the faith charitably, but we're also told to not engage in pointless quarrels. Now, don't get me wrong, some of my favourite Catholic content creators on here have got a bit of sass about them, and when they're responding to the most egregious, erroneous claims about our faith, they're bang on the money. We all have different ways of doing stuff, and they're not wrong for doing it. The problem with this app is that it pushes this war. So, for example, the videos of mine that seem to get pushed and do well are the rare times where I'm not very humble and I'm a bit snappy. So in a way, it kind of encourages this bad behaviour, and it's just not what I set out to do. But look, I just want to commend this fella for actually being a humble Protestant. God bless you, because our catechism calls you our brethren in Christ, separated though it may be. I mean, staying humble in the adverse face of ridicule is a pretty daunting task at times. Thanks for listening. God bless.